And only on Fox 5, an interview with one of the women who made the historic day happen. Our Stephanie Ramirez has this remarkable story from Montgomery Hills Baptist Church in Silver Spring, Maryland.
This is actually a trustee of the church who was a part of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s executive team. We're talking about Mrs. Willie King here. No relation. Coincidentally, she married someone with the same last name of King. But she told us today she didn't get to make it to the first march on Washington, making sure that it would actually happen. She also didn't get a chance to go today, but she has an incredible story, especially when it comes to her reaction when she first heard what we now know is the iconic "I Have a Dream" speech.
Stephanie, I said, that's not the speech. What is he talking about? What's this? I was like, oh my goodness, all that work that went into this speech, and listen to him. And everybody in the room, we were at the office, going, what are you talking about? And I said, that's not the speech, But then what he was saying was so great. I'm thinking, glad, that he actually changed.
Some may not know this, but longtime Silver Spring resident Mrs. Willie King, whose maiden name is Willie Mackey, started as a secretary and then worked as the administrative assistant to Dr. King's executive assistant, the team based out of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference's headquarters. She recalled spending several days nonstop in one room until she completed typing the civil rights leader's letter from Birmingham jail. And when it came to the first march on Washington, she and others spent weeks organizing how to bus thousands of people from the South to D.C., booking their stays at area churches. She also recalled having to keep retyping Dr. King's key speech, with all of the major civil rights leaders involved giving their different edits. The FBI was also censoring. This was also the 1960s, where there's no copy and paste on a computer. She was using a typewriter, not allowed to use whiteout. A whole page would have had to have been redone. Dr. King ended up giving a speech not exactly from the original script, but one that history marks as a defining moment in the civil rights movement. Mrs. King, looking back on that time and where we are as a country now.
It is very disappointing to me because Dr. King's message was nonviolence. Everything that his premises was nonviolence. And to see the status in this country now on violence, it's disheartening. I could never have believed, growing up in the South even, that there would be so much hatred, so much meanness. I think people listen to speeches and they don't hear. I think if people heard Dr. King's message of nonviolence and love, that it would make a difference.
Mrs. King there was talking about how she feels there's a very big difference between listening and actually hearing what someone has to say and taking that in. She also told us she is proud of the work and the legislative changes that they were able to do in the work of civil rights, but it was not always easy. She talked about how terrifying it was facing threats and violence from the Klan, especially in trying to do that work. One thing she also discussed was hoping that all of that was not or is not lost on people today. If you want to hear more from her interview, we'll be sure to have it on fox5dc.com.